Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dota Radio Morning Show, episode number 13. We are now on with none other than bOne7 from Speed Gaming. Mr. Bone, how are you today, sir?
Hey, I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here. We know you guys have busy schedules in the world of pro gaming, and we appreciate you giving us some of your time. First and foremost, what's the good word with Speed Gaming? Obviously, right now, we got to see you guys yesterday playing with the stand-in Arteezy in position for you to prepare for MLG Columbus. Talk to us about that situation a little bit and how it's been working out for you guys.
The practice with Arteezy, or how do I feel about my team, like in MLG with Arteezy?
Both. Arteezy first, though.
I think Arteezy, I think he's by far the best 1v1 mid laner. Like, he's a really good laner overall in every, lane, but, mid, he's just, there's no one close to him, really. I don't think so.
Well, that's good to hear. How is the dynamic adding a sixth person to your team? Has that been sort of a friction-filled kind of exchange, or has it been pretty good? Is everyone feeling okay playing with a new member of the team?
Oh, we're fine, because we played with Arteezy for, a few months, so...
No drama.
We're very comfortable with him, yeah.
So, talk to us about the more macroscopic issue of visas and all that stuff. For this particular situation, this has to do with MLG requiring at least 3 North American players, correct?
I think so. Actually...
No?
No. That was the MLG full sale or something,
Okay.
right?
Charlie, you seem to know what's going on here. Chime in.
No, this has nothing to do with MLG requiring visas.
Oh.
This is just bOne7 got his visa denied, so he couldn't come to
Oh, yeah.
Columbus.
Oh, I misunderstood. So you're okay. Well, talk to us about that. How does you're from Romania? So how does that give us a vision of the visa process? I think the majority of our viewers have never had to deal with visas, never had to apply for one. Give us the breakdown of sort of what you have to do to get one and why one such as yourself would get denied.
Well, I think the main concern of I don't know, the US not giving visa is because they think you might illegally immigrate there and stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
So and I'm 22. I just finished college rather, and I don't I don't own anything. I don't have a job. I don't have anything, and esports is kind of
Oh, okay.
not in the mainstream. Medium rather. So it's. I was also kind of underprepared. I didn't bring anything special with me.
Right.
It was just a pretty stupid fail attempt.
So I guess the biggest part of the issue is we saw news maybe a year ago about how League of Legends players, international players, are recognized as athletes now in terms of visa. Is that the biggest issue with Dota? Like you said, it sort of almost sounds like, in the eyes of the government, it almost sounds like a scam. Just yeah, I'm going over to America to play some video games. Let me in, guys. It doesn't sound very real and official. I guess that's kind of the basis of the visa issues, correct?
Yeah, of course. There's nothing. It's just too shady, it seems.
Right. So in the future, let's say MLG Anaheim next year, that huge 250K tournament. Are you gonna have these same issues, or do you think you'll be able
Probably
to get a
not.
visa in the future?
No. I think if next time I will apply, I don't think I will. I think I will have everything set for easy entry or whatever.
Okay. I gotcha. Sorry, that was my bad. I misunderstood. I thought this whole thing was, oh man, I failed my research today in this interview. I'm already off to a bad start. All right, cool. So aside from all that stuff, talk to us about Speed Gaming a little bit. How have you guys been doing as of late?
I think we're been doing fine.
You're doing better than
Like
fine, man. You guys are doing pretty damn well. You're since 6.79, you guys are 11-5 or something in competitive matches. You guys been doing pretty well.
yeah. I think the losses were a bit clowny as well.
Yeah.
I think everyone has pretty smart way of thinking about the game in this team, so it helps a lot, understanding the changes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And even though we play scrims and of course we learn a lot from the other teams, but we also have our own stuff. I think we're I think we understand this version pretty well, so we have an upper hand in most matchups.
Right. And how have you been enjoying 6.79? You personally, I know as an offlaner, Clockwork has gotten a lot of love in this patch. Talk to us about the balance of 6.79. Overall, do you think it was a good patch or mediocre or kind of a crappy patch?
I have no idea if it's good or bad, but I like it a lot. Like the offlane is like so much more fun now. Like I don't know. The game is just gives you more options to do everything really. I don't know. The lanes aren't really like offlane, safe lane, mid lane. Like everything is random.
Right.
You can go like your carry goes to offlane, your carry goes to mid lane. I don't care. Like just
Yeah.
you can do whatever splash. And also the hero pool is so much, is increased so much. And for me as an offlaner, like I can have like 10 different heroes that I can play and make a good difference in the game, have a good impact, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
And oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. Like before, I think I could only have success with like a couple of heroes playing on offlane. Now it's just diversity or whatever.
Yeah. And you're sort of known for a couple of interesting item builds. You've coined a couple of things. I think, Chris, you wanna take point here?
Yeah, I mean, so we've known you a little bit in the past as someone. You kind of developed a little Midas Darkseer thing that was a bit of a fad before. I mean, Darkseer's been falling off a little, but I think it's still obviously something that was very effective for you. You did the Armlet Clockwork, to my recollection, before anyone else really tried to do it. And I mean, we can say like, oh, look at this cool build. It worked for bOne7. I'm interested in knowing how do you how do you come up with these ideas for these experimentations? What is it you look for when you're trying to mess around with a new build? You just kind of build an item because maybe it'll work, or is there a thought process like, okay, this is what I want, this is the problem it will solve for me, something like that?
I don't know. Like the Midas for Darkseer, it was just pure random because I played a pub. And I started to go to offlane, and then another guy picked an offlane, and I got mad, right? And I just went into like a farming frenzy, and I just got my Midas, and I ignored my team. And after a while, I was thinking about it, and like Darkseer is kind of useless in a way. I mean, he helps you a lot, like he can gank mid with a Surge and Shell, but really, he's really useful when he gets like level 11 and 12. So you have like level 2 ultimate, you have that good range and vacuum. Because the level 1 ultimate is pretty good, but you really need levels. And if you get like a good timing, you with Midas you can get like 13 minutes mech, Midas Arcane, and like the 5-man is ridiculous with that hero at that time. And Clockwork Armlet, there was the version where Troll was completely OP, and like the armlet gives everything Clockwork needs, like armor, HP, damage, and you have like a Troll who gives you a lot of attack speed, and then you're like a really strong carry actually with Clockwork, so it was good.
Yeah. So talk to us about Darkseer a little bit now following 6.79. He has totally fallen off. How come? Is he still viable in 6.79?
Yeah, for sure. I think he's good. Virtus Pro tries to play him. I didn't play him at all actually this version because I don't like he's not Dushat enough, I think, in my opinion. I mean, you can still, it's really a strong hero, but I don't know. I don't prefer playing him. I prefer playing more Dushat heroes.
Yeah, he's one of the other heroes I wanted to ask you about. And I noticed, and I was cruising through your history on Dota, and I've noticed you've picked Beastmaster, Rexar, a couple of times. Talk to us about that hero in particular. Is he viable? Are there any lineups that he can really fit into, or is he just not a good bang for his buck here in 6.79?
I like Beastmaster. I think he's like good almost every time actually. Like the Crow Vision, you can push lanes, you can defend towers, and his roar is pretty decent. You can actually farm pretty fast that hero. He's really useful, I think.
So then why don't we see him picked more?
I mean, he's good, but he's just like inferior to some other heroes. I guess.
Yeah, I'm a Rexar fan. I like Beastmaster. I'm sad we don't see him as often because I like the utility that he brings to the table. One of the other heroes I wanted to get your 2 cents on is Elder Titan because he's obviously powerful. But I've noticed through the bit of casting we've done since 6.79, some teams value him as first pick, first ban every game. Other teams seem to not value the Elder Titan at all in terms of never picking, never banning. Then there's some teams that are kind of in the middle. If they want to do some kind of nice wombo combo lineup, they'll work in the Elder Titan, but they're not particularly excited about it. And also his versatility. We've seen him in the off lane. We've seen him mid. We've also seen him play support. What's your take on Elder Titan? Where does he fit in, and how valuable is he? Should he be kind of first pick, first banned, or is he just one of those niche heroes that in certain rosters he works better and should be picked up, but otherwise ignored?
I think he should be like a first pick. I think he's really, really strong. You can feed with that hero like 10 times in 15 minutes and then still come back in mid-game and destroy with that hero. Because you just don't need anything, but his spells are pretty ridiculous. I think Navi valued him a lot, like their past version when he was a bit more powerful. He picked it out as a support for Kuroki and with Maiden, and it actually was pretty strong. And now since the new patch with the nerf rather, they stopped picking it. I was watching Tech Lab Cups and it was actually neither picked or banned in one game. I don't know. It was pretty weird. But
Yeah.
Titan, I think it's like offline first pick. He's really strong. It's ridiculous how strong that hero is.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I would tend to agree, and that's why I'm curious as to why so many of these teams are just like, we're not interested in Elder Titan. Chris, do you have any insight or anything you want to add about some Elder Titan talk here?
About Elder Titan, I think he's insane. I think as long as Natural Order is as good as it is, he's gonna be first pick, first ban material.
Yeah.
But I guess not everyone agrees with me in terms of drafting.
Not everyone thinks it's valuable. That's what I'm really trying to get at is why do some teams seem to think that he's not so valuable? I don't know. He is just so good in that offlane. What about mid Elder Titan? Is that viable?
We don't play him as a mid. I know a team that doesn't really like him as a mid. Maybe Liquid would like him as a mid hero, but I really don't know what other team would actually like him as a mid.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. One of the last heroes I wanted to ask you about is Mirana. I saw that she's been in your history a little bit, and more importantly, she has been played an absurd amount in 6.79. What's your take on the old Priestess of the Moon?
Priestess. It's so annoying to play against Priestess of the Moon. Holy shit. The ultimate is just ridiculous. And the nuke, you deal like, I don't know, 700-800 damage with your burst on one target. And people tunnel vision a lot in games, especially in like scrims or official games, because you're talking with your team or you're thinking about what you're gonna do or whatever, and you're gonna just get arrowed in the middle of the fight for no reason. You lose a fight like that. And I don't know, like it's a good semi carry. You can put him mid. You don't carry if you lose the lane because you just come back.
Right.
Like he should be for second pick usually. I saw Liquid picked it a lot like as a support for Fluff because he said like 2 years ago he really liked to play that hero. Yeah, it helps them a lot.
Yeah, as a support, that aggression Mirana can put out is pretty intimidating. We've seen that in at least a game or two here. So, interesting. MLG Columbus, right around the corner, obviously. That is kind of the talk of the hour. Arteezy going to be playing in your stead. What are your predictions going into that tournament? Who do you think is going to be top 3 at MLG Columbus? In no particular order, just top 3 teams.
Top 3? Alliance for sure will be top 3. And then I guess Navi should be, like, they can totally be top 3, but they're so weird sometimes, I don't know.
Yep. That third spot. I feel like DK, Navi, and Alliance have to be top 3. I mean, all the teams are top 3
it's easy
material.
to say that.
Yeah, it's easy to say that.
Like
anything could happen.
After I saw the next on Invitational Starter or whatever it's called League, it's just, I don't know, Alliance just stomped DK so hard rather. I don't know. They seem to be so dominant in the Chinese scene.
Yeah.
Kinda. I don't know. I don't know. Like even my team can be top 3 for sure. I think so. Like even with a stand-in. But
yeah.
I don't know.
I hope so. High hopes.
I think it's between DK and my team.
Yeah. Awesome.
I hope.
That should be fun. Yeah, it's one of those tournaments where it's like there's so many good teams and so many teams that have like a history of doing crafty things. I think there's a lot of potential for some sort of Cinderella story, some sort of breakthrough team. I kind of hope it won't be Navi Alliance in the finals, just because we've seen that so many times. I mean, it would be an epic finals, don't get me wrong, but I would just love to see some sort of a storyline evolve with some sort of a finals that's just a little more interesting. I hope that sounds not terrible, because I do love a good Navi Alliance matchup. El Clasico, how could you not love it? But it would be cool. I'm more just curious how DK is going to fare as the only Asian team. I brought this up in the past few episodes. Do you think that the Chinese meta is going to work for them or against them here? I have a feeling with DK, it's either going to be they're going to do really, really well, or they're going to kind of not really perform so well. I don't know. What is your take? You think DK has an advantage being the only Asian team, or more of a disadvantage?
I would like to say it's a disadvantage.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't like the Chinese way of playing that much, really.
Okay.
they get a bit behind and they go 5-man. I don't know. I hate that a bit. I mean, I think it's the thing to do, but it seems like when they're losing, they just accept that they lost and they just try something that I don't know. I don't like anyways.
Right.
I don't know.
All right.
I think like Alliance has an upper hand. My team I think would have an upper hand on strategy and stuff.
Okay.
And I mean Navi, I don't know. Navi's gonna pick Pudge and DK is gonna lose or something. I don't know.
Oh, I'd love to see some Pudge. I'd love it. It should be it's going to be an awesome tournament. So awesome. Always interested to hear predictions from pro players. We've got a couple of community questions that have come in. The first one that we got in reference to the off lane, what would you say is the most important thing for aspiring off laners out there? Those kind of amateur players that maybe have a 5-man team that are in the off lane. What's some advice you would give to those players to really improve their game?
Oh, I have no idea. Sing is Sing's playing offlane right now mostly because Arteezy is gonna be our mid, and like he asked me what to do, and I really don't. I just tell him what items to start with and stuff. I don't know. Like I don't think it's an offlane thing or mid thing or support thing. I think if you just want to be good, you just have to play as much as possible, honestly,
Okay.
and try to keep cool. Like you can get mad and I don't know, but just try to play as much as possible. I guess.
All right. I've got a couple things real quick. First of all, I want to pick up another community question that was probably way back in the chat. Are you guys planning on having Arteezy stick around after MLG as like a 6th member on the roster for any time there's trouble, or are you just planning on keeping him for MLG? Do you know? Has that been decided?
I mean, if everything is fine with us, we're not gonna switch. I mean, we're not gonna have him as a 6th. He's probably gonna have. I mean, I don't know if he says gonna have our own team or not own team, but we're sticking to 5 members in this team for sure. We're not getting like 6 players. Doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, to us
Okay.
rather. I guess.
All right. Cool. And I just wanted to ask, since we just had Kowlin and Shin, Ember Spirit and Earth Spirit added to the game, what's your take on those guys? Do you think they're strong enough? Maybe once we get them into captain's mode, that they'll be picked. Do you think, where do they fit into a lineup? What kind of style do they really play? What's your take?
I don't understand the Earth Spirit that much. I just see him do stuff. I never understand what he does. Actually, I never read his log. And the Ember Spirit, I don't know. The Ember Spirit seems pretty OP.
Yeah.
I just played a pub where he went like Battle Fury Breeza and he just only slashed every 6 seconds and he critted people with Cleave. And people died. Like, what the hell? Everything is pretty OP about that hero, actually. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, you can phase shift or mob stuff with the Omni Slash. You can move around. You can blink like to 3 different spots. Like, oh my god. The Ensnare with damage, like the damage is pretty good. The Ensnare is good. The mana shield with Radiance, and better Radiance even. I don't know, man. That hero is just weird.
It'll be fun when he gets
strong.
introduced to captain's mode.
I hope he gets reworked before he gets.
He's gonna get nerfed before that happens.
What was that, Charlie?
He's gonna get nerfed before that happens. Unless Sing Sing is playing him and he skips the fire shield.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah, we fucking lost.
Oh well.
Fucking stats.
Oh god, Fire Shield's so good.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to play that hero today. I'm going to add that to my docket. I'm going to play the new heroes and get a handle on it. I haven't queued much Dota since we last played. I took a break this weekend, resting the old arm, so got to get on that. Maybe we'll have some fun later. We do have another question that just came in about Medusa, and I like that. A hero that probably should have been on my list. What's your take on Medusa? Is she good? Is she bad? She gets picked up sometimes. What's your take on the old Gorgon?
She might be a situational pick, I guess. Like, if you get in late game with that hero, I don't know if you can lose, really. You get a rapier on it and just... I mean, people don't kill you and you deal a lot of damage. I don't know. I like that hero, actually. Like, if you pick Medusa with TC, I think it's a pretty easy game.
Yeah. Yeah, Medusa is powerful. She's one of few heroes where there's no such thing as a bad stat. Every stat's a good stat on that crazy snake lady. So certainly a lot of power.
I think EG played against Alliance and they crushed them because they were so that combo was just too ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah. So all right, a few more questions here before we let you go. This was one I got: bOne7 versus Bulba, 1v1 Clockwork mid. Who's taking home the first prize?
Oh my god, it's so random. I don't know. I have no idea.
All right.
Neither of us play mid that well, so.
It would be an interesting matchup. We'll have to set that up sometime. I don't know who would win either. It'd be a good matchup. Even Clockwork 1v1 is a weird dynamic. Cogs versus Cogs. I don't know what happens when two Clockworks cog each other.
We called each other, we started being assaulted. I don't know.
Double Cogs, double bad. That could be chaotic pretty quick. That could be fun, actually. We'll put that in the parking lot. Maybe pull it out on a rainy day. Talk to us about China a little bit. Speed Gaming, still planning on going to China in the reasonably near future. Talk to us about that a little bit, especially with the visa issues. Do you think you'll have any issues in terms of getting a Chinese visa?
Well, I think it's pretty high chance of getting the visa. Something has to go terribly wrong to not get a visa, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to China for sure for G League because we qualified, right? And then we're not quite sure what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna stay most likely, but I don't have the details on what tournaments we're gonna attend or anything. And we have no idea when we return back for holidays or whatever, because we're gonna return back, I think, and then we're going back to play some other leagues.
Okay. I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess visas for China versus America, totally different ball game. I guess
It should be easy, I think.
Yeah, and I guess professional gaming, I want to say, is that more of a like acceptable career in China in terms of taxes and visas and that kind of stuff? I want to say it is compared to America, right? They've had professional Chinese Dota for a long time.
I have like league players have like official status there for like visas and stuff, and I don't think it's difficult for them. Just Dota players, it's a bit difficult this year. Maybe next year or something. I don't know. When...
Dota's got to break through into the mainstream, get official, pay taxes. Oh God, the issues. Yeah, fucking taxes. So guys, Chris, you have anything else you wanna? Is that everything on your list?
Yeah,
that's everything on my list, man. Yeah. Awesome. All right, well, bOne7, we thank you for joining us, giving us a little bit of insight into speed gaming, visas, as well as 6.79. Any shout-outs you'd like to make? The floor is yours, my friend. Your Twitter is on the overlays. Make sure you follow him, bOne7 Dota on Twitter. Anything you want to add, though, man? The floor is yours.
I don't know. I guess just shout out to my team, like Boba, Arthur, Rise, Stompa, SSD maybe, and like I don't know. Have a good time, guys. I don't know what to say.
Shout out to SSD, the Super Serious Dinosaurs. Is that it?
Super Strong Dinosaurs.
Super Strong.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, my mistake.
Yeah. Rise and Company are kind of my buddies. So.
Those are your buddies? Okay, cool. We had Sneaking on the other day. All right, I see people in chat upset I didn't ask about Korea. Tell us about your time clubbing in Korea. How was that?
It was pretty fun. It was actually really fun. The first night we went out with Demon, Tiban, and Sing Sing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Demon is so funny, like, and Tiban as well. When he gets drunk, like, he gets so clowny. Talks to every girl.
Yeah. Oh boy, I can't wait to.
Sometimes.
Oh man.
I hope we can go again and do that stuff again. It was really fun.
Oh god, I can't wait. I can't wait to get a taste of.
You should see Twilight drunk. It was the best ever. I don't know.
Oh man. Columbus is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Everyone in one place going crazy. I can't wait. So awesome, guys. That does wrap up the second part here of the Dota Radio Morning Show, episode 13. Kind of a scattered episode, but close to the end. Before we get to MLG Columbus, we will have one more coming up this week, Wednesday, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not sure who the guest is going to be quite yet, but make sure you follow the social media, and you'll know what's going on with that. That will be our last episode until the following Wednesday. No episode coming up this Friday or Monday because of MLG Columbus. We'll all be traveling and tired, and whoa, it's going to be insanity. So until next time, though, guys, make sure you do check us out on the web. Oh, that's the wrong overlay. On the web, dotaradio.com/morning show. That is the the official portal here for all things morning show related. You'll find the archive of past episode, the audio-only downloads, as well as the YouTube archive, and links to all of the podcast, RSS, good stuff that you need. And of course, make sure you do write into us if you feel it necessary. morningshow@dotaradio.com, morningshow@dotaradio.com. Always happy to hear comments, complaints, all that good stuff, and ideas for future guest content. We are certainly all ears, folks. But until next time, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. We'll see you on Wednesday, 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 14 of the Dota Radio Morning Show.